And if you guys, want to go back and, tap in with any more of the content as well. So I'll show you guys how to delete inquiries. I'll show you guys really how to delete all accounts on the YouTube, on the business page as well too. At Billionaires Club _ club with a V. All right. And you guys, the biggest thing, like I said, you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. You teach a man to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. I'm here to teach y'all how to fish. Y'all got to want to do it for self, and y'all got to, really just apply all this information, which we're going to be going over. So, the term credit card is any card. So we went over a card. A plate. What's a plate? License plate. Or coupon book. The coupon book would be for food stamps back in the day. They used to have a coupon book in which, had your information, which is also a credit card back in the day, or other credit devices existing for the purpose of obtaining money, property, labor, or services on credit. So when you go to, get your lights and your electricity turned on, with these companies, are they asking for, do they need your credit card? No, they need that social security number though. And that social security number is your credit card. And in more simple terms, to put it all this together, in Canada, they have their social security card, their social security number is called a social insurance number. They're telling you, your whole life is insured. Back to 1933, if there's no lawful money in circulation, I'm gonna take you guys here now. I went over this on last call. 18 USC 8. Obligation or other security of the United States defined. It includes all bonds, certificates of indebtedness, come on now, national bank currency, Federal Reserve notes, Federal Reserve bank notes, coupons, United States notes, treasury notes, gold certificates, silver certificates, fractional notes, certificates of deposit, bills, checks, or drafts for money drawn by or upon authorized officers of the United States, stamps and other representatives of value of whatever denomination issued under any act.
Ooh, you can't hear your screen.
Or you can't see it?
Yeah, it's still loading. Right.
Appreciate that. Let me see. Look it up right next to me is what's 18 USC 8. 18 USC 8. What this is stating in more simple terms is all securities and all obligations. The definition of debt is an obligation or an alleged obligation, right? They're calling you an obligor on these contracts, meaning that you're obligated to, do something. Think about things in which we've been obligated to do in our lifetime. Go to school. Why is it that when we go to school as well too, what's the one thing that they need? Our credit card. So if our credit card is involved, really we're supposed to be getting paid for going to school, because once again, we've been paid, it's been paid in full. Right? Public school, you need your social security number to get into public school. And anytime that you use that social security number, everything is paid in full. And really, once again, they should be paying you for going to school. But that's another topic. And we got to understand, really, above all else, the history in which has been taking place, not only just since the 1930s alone, and we've gone over the gold confiscation and all of that, and us turning in our gold in 1933. And, I'm going to be making a lot more posts as well, too, breaking this all down and showing you guys, the biggest thing I want you guys to understand is that every transaction we operate within this, corporation is commerce, meaning it's a business transaction. And that's why they created a corporation, a legal fiction at birth, so that they can go ahead and debt us, so that they can go ahead and bill us. Because us living natural people, once again, we're not borrowing from nothing. We're lending to these corporations. So really they owe us. If you look up the U.S. world debt clock, you'll see that we're 32 trillion in debt. You turn on the news, the first thing you're going to hear them talking about is how much debt they're in. Is debt in which that they're obligated to pay to all of these countries. Us going to war for debt, and we got to understand, once again, if I created something, how can and I granted it to them. We got to understand the definition of credit. How can I owe something in which I granted, in which I gave away, right? So that I wanted to first things first break down the definition of a credit card, and then I want to take you guys down here to the term open-end credit plan. And it states an open-end credit plan. An open-end and an open-end consumer credit plan means a plan under which creditor reasonably contemplates repeated transaction, which prescribe the terms of such transactions and which provides for a finance charge, which may be computed from time to time on the outstanding unpaid balance. So now I'm gonna take you guys to the definition of a finance charge. And we'll see this in pursuant to 15 USC 1605. And this will just show you guys even more how everything is insured, how everything is paid in full. The moment that they, and why do you think they push so hard for that social security number? Why do you think they push so hard for that autograph, what they call as a signature? Only corporations sign things. Living natural people, we autograph things. Like I said, I'm going to be creating, and this is all, and why do you think your birth certificate is blue? Because this is all Admiralty Maritime. Admiralty Maritime is the law of the sea. We operate as living, individuals, as what maybe a term in which you guys have heard out there is sovereigns, right? And that's on the right track for sure, but we got to understand really just our God-given rights in which we have had from birth, and in which our creator has granted us. And this corporation in which was created has created many of these fictitious laws, and that's why each state is incorporated, and that's why each state has their own laws as well too. So the definition of a finance charge states very clearly, except as otherwise provided in the section, the amount of the finance charge in connection with any consumer credit transaction, any consumer credit transaction, shall be determined as the sum of all charges. What's the sum of 1 plus 1? What's the sum of 3 plus 3? 1 plus 1, 2. 3 plus 3, 6. It ain't 7. It ain't, 10. It ain't 15. It ain't 6 every month. It's 6. It's 6, and that's that. That's the sum of all charges. That means this total amount. There ain't nothing more. There ain't nothing less. Payable directly or indirectly by the person to whom credit is extended, and imposed directly or indirectly by the creditor as an incident to the extension of credit. The finance charge does not include charges of a type payable in a comparable cash transaction. Come on now, y'all. But yet you guys are putting down, cash transaction during these, mortgage, loans. When you guys get yourself a house, when you go get yourself a car, you're putting down a down payment. That's a cash transaction. But yet the finance charge is the sum of all charges. And this is why it's vital to understand who we are, and vital to understand consumer law. Because they've used deceptive contracts. Once again, they've used misleading contracts, misleading language to deceive us into thinking in which we owe something when it's already been insured, when all of the obligations are supposed to be put upon the United States corporation. Right, so let's get into what we've all been, waiting for now. I know for those of you that, may be your first time on this call, it may be very completely different from what we've been taught, but we truly got to unlearn to relearn, to really, truly set ourselves free. So I'm going to take you guys here to the ftc.gov website, and here on the ftc.gov, and you guys will find many lawsuits of the FTC, suing Credit Karma, suing Equifax. There was a big lawsuit in 2002 with Equifax and the FTC, and they've sued them for millions of dollars. The FTC sued Equifax and all of the reporting agencies for multi-millions of dollars, which really that money is supposed to be our money, right? Because once again, they've been infringing upon our rights from birth. So I'm going to take you guys here. We're going to report identity theft. This is to delete inquiries. This is my, secret inquiry deletion method. You guys do this report upon literally you guys submitting this and doing the next steps right after this, it will get deleted on that phone call. If you guys see my Instagram, I'm going to take you guys here to the gram real quick just to show you guys, this post right here. It's my last post. On the call, I literally bullied them. This is what it looks like to bully the bureaus. Right? The only reason I called them a bureau is just to really grab y'all attention, because all they are is a consumer reporting agency. Let me tell you guys here real quick as well too, to the definition of a bureau. Drop a 333 in the chat if this is all making sense so far. All right, so the term bureau means the Bureau of Consumer Financial Protection. Go look up the CFPB. There's another place where you can go file a complaint against these corporations for infringing upon your guys' rights. All right, so, and I want you guys to understand as well too, the Constitution was created to protect our rights. Right, we don't have constitutionally protected rights. Right, we have, we don't have constitutional rights. We have constitutionally protected rights, meaning the Constitution is simply just a piece of paper that's protecting our rights in which we've already been granted from birth, from the Most High, from our Creator. And that's why they've used scripture against us to keep us from knowing ourselves. Like I said earlier, Deuteronomy 15. What title were we just going over? Title 15. Title 15 has to do with all consumer protection. And as you guys go through Title 15, not even just chapter 41, but many of these other chapters within Title 15, you guys will come to find that we truly are the most powerful piece in this chessboard. So drop a 333 if this is all making sense, if this is all aligning. Drop a 555 if you're a little bit, confused, and that's fine. That's more than fun. That just means that next Sunday, I'm gonna see y'all right back here, same place, same time, same link, and we're gonna keep getting to them. We're gonna keep growing together. So we're gonna come here to get started. I'm gonna walk you guys through. You guys can literally do it with me on the call. I want to report another type of identity theft. We just went over with the definition of a credit card, and that's why, I'd gone over it. So now we're gonna go into, credit card account. It could also be a loan or a lease, whatever it is in which you guys, are reporting whatever, your situation is. This is why it's vital to know how to do for yourself, because only you guys were there present during the transaction. Only you guys know if you guys were deceived. Only you guys know if you guys were misled. Only you guys know if you guys were given your right to rescind. Only you guys know, the actual facts. And in court, it's not what you know, but it's what you can prove. It don't matter about shit else. You can know the whole, universe, but if you can't prove shit, it don't matter. Everything else is all hearsay. Excuse my French. So to open up a fraudulent account, let's say this is perfect for inquiries, or we can put both. So we can put boom, or we can put here to make charges to my existing credit card as well too. So these would be like late payment, charge off, etc. They made charges to your existing account. I always let people know as well too. Anytime you guys see an inquiry, that's a receipt of a transaction. You guys all know what a transaction is. That means that, somebody got paid. So anytime you guys see an inquiry, that means somebody benefited off your guys' credit. So what's the company in which you guys are, filing against? Let's go ahead and go against Credit One, let's say. When did you guys notice it? Always this month. The month in which you guys are in. September 2022. When was the account open? Let's say May of 2017. So for a charge off or for something, there will be an amount. There will be a total amount in which they're stating in which you owe. Really, anytime that there is a charge off, not only have they already been paid in full, but then they sell that, information, and they sell, a quote unquote debt to these third parties, and these third parties will buy that. Then buying that, debt is now a tax write-off for the first company, for Credit One in this example. I'm going to refer to them as a creditor for the sake of, that's what we know of them as, is creditors. And the only way they're creditors is by us granting them the right to be able to extend credit. The definition of credit is the right granted by a creditor to a debtor to incur or defer payments of debt. So before anything, once again, it's a right. It's a right. It's not a privilege. So like I said, how can one be denied of their rights, but yet we're out here getting denied credit? And why is that? They send you an adverse action letter breaking down why you were, denied. But what if I told you guys can write back another letter to them, letting them know how you've been discriminated. And I promise you right after that, they're going to go ahead and, give you exactly what it is in which you are seeking. All right, so we're going to put the amount right here. Oh, but anytime it's charged off, that's also them, benefiting up for tax purposes as well too. And they file a form called a 1099 OID, in which you guys can, demand them to send to you guys, stating and showing that, they not only have been paid in full, but then they, got a tax break as well too. And then this third part, and then they sell your, information to a corporation which had nothing to do with the contract, which had nothing to do with anything. They weren't present during the transaction. That's why the Congress put in place the FDCPA in 1974. 6 years after they put in place Truth in Lending, which is the first act we were going over. The FDCPA has to deal with all debt collectors. So right here, we'll put the amount. So let's say it's 222. Then you'll put the account number. You guys can put that other information. If it's multiple companies, we'll add another company. And then that company will be right here, credit one. Then we could just go ahead and move on to the next one. Then you put your information, Bob, the builder. Then we'll put our number. Then we'll put our email address, my old one. And we'll put our date of birth. Then we'll put the mailing address, 111 East Billionaires Club Lane. Gilbert, Arizona, 85254. How long have you lived at the address? We can put this in. Has the victim legal name or address changed since the theft occurred? Yes or no? That's on you guys to define. Your phone type, mobile phone. So now we're gonna come here and now we're gonna, do you know any information about the person who stole your identity? No. So right here, we're gonna have you reviewed a copy of your report. Yes, we reviewed it. Were there any fraudulent accounts included? Yes, there were fraudulent accounts. Was any personal information in your credit report wrong? You guys can put none of the above or any that were after checking your consumer report. So then it's gonna ask for, when you apply for credit, the lender places an inquiry on your file. Inquiries are listed near the end of your credit report. If you see any inquiries that you didn't initiate, please list up there. Please list them up right here. All right, so how many of you guys have gone to the dealership and left the dealership with about 6 to 10 inquiries? All right, you put your information on that credit application, and then you leave there with 6 to 10 inquiries. These corporations, once again, anytime we see, drop in the chat box. If you see whoever can drop this in the chat box, because I just went over this, what does it mean if there's an inquiry? What does that mean? I just said this. If y'all can drop in the chat box, I'm gonna DM you something special. What does it mean in chat? What does it mean if there's an inquiry? All right, somebody got paid. All right, somebody got paid, but I want you to say exactly what I stated. All right, somebody got paid, so therefore we're gonna go ahead and list the companies. All right, Wells Fargo, add a company. We're gonna go ahead and put another one, Westlake Financial, and the list goes on and on. Right? Have you requested a fraud alert from one of the nation's three? I put no. Have you contacted your local police department? I'll put no. And it talks about data breach. I'll put yes. And then I'll always put Equifax. Has a debt collector contacted you about an account that isn't yours? If so, put yes. If no, then put no. Now we're gonna get to the personal statement. And with this statement right here alone, I'm gonna just show you guys the congressional findings of the FCRA. So just the congressional findings alone, you guys are able to get anything removed off your report. So first things first, this is what Congress found. And the reason why it's a statement rather than a declaration of purpose is because Congress is leaving it up to us, the consumers, to define, what is factual and what is not factual. Anytime we see a declaration, that means that, there's facts involved. That means that there's evidence, right? But it's a statement of purpose because Congress is leaving it up to us, the consumers, to define whether it's vital, to define it, period. All right, so the banking system is dependent upon, think about what it means to truly be dependent upon something. Fair and accurate credit reporting. Inaccurate credit reports directly impair the efficiency of the banking system. If we understand just alone the definition of accuracy, the definition of accuracy is the measure of value. Right, the measure of value, meaning, me, the consumer, define what's valuable to me and was not valuable to me. If you guys don't find anything valuable to you, all you guys got to do is define that right then and there, and define how it's not valuable. Fairness. If me and Michelle had split a pizza, I'm plant-based, I'm vegan, I've been vegan for the past 2 years. I really say plant-based because there's this little movement going on with all these new vegans that are eating all this soy and processed foods, and I'm not really an advocate for all of that. That's really terrible for you, eating all that processed food. So I'm plant-based, right? And we get a pizza, right? It's raw, plant-based food with, fresh veggies and all, right? Fresh bread and all, right? And half of it though or the whole pizza, I'm thinking it's gonna be raw vegan, but the whole pizza is, filled with pepperonis and, cheese and all of that, right? And we split it up and she gives me my half. Just because we're sharing it in half, we split it in half, that doesn't mean that it's fair. Once again, I'm plant-based. I'm not gonna eat, anything with dairy. I'm not gonna eat anything with, cheese on it. That's just not me. So it's not fair, even though yes, we got, half and half. It's still not fair to me. And furthermore, Congress never defines it. So if they don't define it, they're leaving it up to you to define. So you define what's fair to you and what's not fair to you. Inaccurate credit reportings, so anything that's not valuable, directly impair the efficiency of the banking system, and unfair credit reporting methods undermine the public confidence. If we understand what took place during the Emergency Banking Act of 1933, it talks about, gaining public confidence in us, the consumers, because during then in the 1929, during the Great Depression, during the early 30s, mid 30s, everybody lost confidence in the banking system because in 1929 people couldn't go out and take their money out of the banking system. So then people started putting it under the bed, under their bed, and shoebox money and all of that, right? So it talks about an unfair credit reporting undermine that public confidence, which is essential to the continued function of the banking system. So if we understood that without our money, and if we all went and took our money out of the banking system tomorrow, the banking system would collapse. The banking system is dependent upon us, in more simple terms, in which what all of this is saying right away. This is letting us know this. Then is letting us know an elaborate mechanism has been used for developing and investigating and evaluating the credit worthiness, credit standing, credit capacity. I'm not going to break all of these down, but it's highly disrespectful to call somebody an elaborate mechanism. But this one right here is what I want to go ahead and get at right here. The consumer reporting agencies have assumed a vital role in assembling and evaluating consumer credit and other information. So now I'm going to take you guys back here to the FTC, because Equifax, Experian, and Transunion are just assuming this role. So if I assume tomorrow that I'm the president of the United States, does that give me the right to infringe and report inaccurate information and, stop people from going out and, exercising our God-given rights, our ability to, grant credit to all of these corporations, right? But yet we're not able to extend our credit because of, the infringement upon our rights, the fraud and the deceptiveness in which has been taking place. So that's why it's vital to understand, even just the congressional findings alone. So after reviewing my consumer report, I noticed that there were inaccurate accounts and information on my consumer report. The consumer reporting agencies never gave me my right to opt out, and furthermore, they never asked for my permission because they must have your written permission. Go look up their data sharing policy as well too, each one of them, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. It states that it's mandatory that they keep on file written consent of you, the consumer, to allow them to report anything on your consumer report. They never asked for my permission to furnish this information. Further, they have assumed this vital role and have infringed upon my right to privacy selling my information to, this is for anybody that's got a charge off or collections, anything as such, right here. If you guys got inquiries, just this alone, you guys can go ahead and use. Third party debt collector. And pursuant to 15 USC 1681, number 4, my privacy has been invaded and damages have been done. What are the damages? You define what the damages were. Damages that arose were to my mental health, and it's, let's say you got a repo, also stopped me from traveling to and from work. Right, it's also stopped me from traveling to and from work if they took your car, if they repoed your car, they stole your car. Then we're gonna come here, here's a report, and now we're gonna finalize it and we're gonna send it. That's boom. This right here is the work. This right here is, you apply this, they're gonna be like, yo, you got them in the corner, you got them where you want them. So now what we're gonna do after we do that is we're gonna go ahead and give these consumer reporting agencies a call. Well, first things first, let me backtrack. We're gonna print this out with our social security number and with a copy of your ID. We're gonna send a copy of our ID and a copy of our social security number and a copy of our FTC report to Equifax, to Experian, and to Transunion. I recommend always sending any mail, certified mail, which that's $7. And if you guys go ask, at the post office for them to send you a certified mail, you guys will see it. Also have a green return receipt as well too with that. So ask for a certified mail-in and a green return receipt. That green return receipt, make sure that they send it back to the correct address. It's gonna have their address in which you're mailing it to, as well as your address, so that you can get the mail-in back to the proper address. From there, we're gonna give them now a call. We know that they've received it upon, the tracking and everything. Now that we know that they've received it, now we're just gonna apply the pressure. Now we've done all of the steps needed. Now I'm pursuant to 15 USC 1681 C2, which is the block of information resulting from identity theft, meaning they must block this information because our identity has been stolen. Right? We've done the 4 steps needed. I'm not going to cover them because we've gone through. If you guys want to read it, read it. But they must block the information upon them receiving this information. You guys go exercise this right here. You guys can get those collection accounts, those charge-offs that I had some people mail me. All of those accounts deleted off your report. All right, so now it's question time. It's question time. Let me check the chat box. I'm loving the 333s. Everybody's with me. I love it. I love it. I see some transactions, exactly. A receipt of a transaction, someone got paid. Transaction, Tia, Rico, DM me on Instagram and I got something for y'all. My guy Dorian, what's the question? Let me go ahead and unmute you guys and allow yourselves to unmute yourself. Can y'all see the screen right now? This one is for the charge off. It's for all accounts. It don't matter if it's charge off or collection, you name it. You guys can get them removed by filing that FTC report, printing it out, and sending it to the 3 consumer reporting agencies. Fire. You can get a discount with certified mail if you ask for electronic tracking or something like that. Boom. Also, I got a method where, I've been highly successful sending out free certified mail. It is $7 though. And a couple times I've had, my certified mailing through the, way in which I get it, send it out for free. I do have it sometimes sent back. With a lot of these, people collecting the mail, they're not, because within them, I'm exercising my rights and whatnot, because United States is the District of Columbia, the United States Post Office So they're not even supposed to be collecting anything outside of the United States, any additional postage outside of the United States, which once again, the United States is not where we live. We live in the state of whatever state you live in. And that's also a corporation. And that also has an EIN number as well too, right? To further prove that it's a corporation, right? They run it in the ground at the dealership. I love the 333s, specifically Ever, Rico, Tia, Dia, excuse me if I said your name wrong, Dia Devon. That's beautiful. I love that. Do you have any knowledge about the 1099As? I know all about the 1099As. Acquisition or abandonment of secure property. I've been approved for 5.5 million, but I've yet to see success, with it yet. And I've gone through and I got a trustee. They filed all of the paperwork needed, to the treasury and whatnot. And that's really what got me, heavy into learning even more about commerce. So I'm grateful for it, but I've yet to see myself or anybody in the time frame in which I've been, going through and, taking action on that, which is from February of the beginning of the year, really get the funds from it. I was told, back then that is because, a lot of people were filing the 1099As. So, they were on back order and then they just, hired all of these agents with the IRS and whatnot because it's an IRS form and the money's coming from the treasury. But I mean, that's just once you understand really the whole commerce game as a whole and truly who we are, a 1099A is really small money. And it's cool, but I mean, I've yet to, get success with that myself, but definitely know, all about that. They just gonna automatically take it off after that. Yeah, once you call them and once you exercise it, they must block the information. You guys seen the law fits in USC 1681C2. Also go to my page. I got multiple videos of me on the call with them and getting deletions from making that call. Where can we locate the address to send the FTC report? What I'm gonna do for you guys, go ahead and everybody, if you're not already in the Telegram, add yourself to the Telegram and you guys can find my Telegram in the link in my bio. You guys can find me on all social media platforms at Credit Gotti, right? The Telegram is open to the public. I'm going to drop a better number for you guys to reach out to Equifax, Experian, Transunion, where you're not, on hold or speaking to an AI robot forever. And you guys will get directed to an actual person, right? And a natural person, a living person, to go ahead and exercise this. I've seen people say they get cars with 1099As. Yes, I've seen it. I've heard that all as well too, but I've yet to see somebody within, the many group chats I'm in, and I'm in a good amount. So I don't doubt at all that 1099As don't work. They're super official. It's a form from the IRS. But all right now, in the meantime, between time, I've yet to see anybody that has had success with such. What's the page? Is my score dripping? Is my score dripping after hard and soft? And that's the thing as well too. With that as well, get an official report from Equifax, Experian, TransUnion. It's not only hard inquiries you can get removed. You can get soft inquiries removed as well too, because that's a receipt of a transaction, meaning they got paid as well too. It don't gotta be a hard inquiry. And for them deleting it, and once you get it deleted, deletion is omission. Y'all can go ahead and get paid as well too, remedy. Right? Like I said, you going to school, you're supposed to be getting paid for that as well too. You them reporting this information, you can go get a remedy for that as well too. Right? And once you guys get deleted off your report with this right here, what I just showed you guys, now we go get the funds from them. Now we hit them with the invoice. Now we hit them with the remedy laws and codes within the FCRA, within, truth in lending. Right? And yeah, this one is for a charge off. Any more questions? Yeah, but I love that y'all, familiar with 1099As. I'll put you guys on some game. Go study. Make sure y'all follow me first on Instagram and DM me right now. And I'm going to tell you guys who to go study. That's what we're going to do. Just so y'all can stay up to date with a lot more content, which I'm going to be dropping as well to myself. Y'all DM me right now at Credit Gotti. I'm going to message you guys back, and I'm going to show you guys who to study and who I started learning the 1099A process from. He's the GOAT when it comes to this 1099A stuff, and he's gotten multiple success through it. I could show you guys where I've gotten approved for 5.5 million. It came back from the Treasury and everything has been approved. I just, as a beneficiary, though, you're not able to receive the funds. You need a trustee to be able to go access the funds. My trustee and the trustees in which I've heard from have yet to be able to receive the funds. That doesn't mean, though, that people aren't going out and receiving the funds. So above all else, the information is, and you guys is getting into this guy's channel. Go through and study his trust law information. Go through and truly understand the true, the more important information above all else, because 1099As is cute, but there's a lot more to it than a 1099A. The White, you on to something? But yeah, go through and study video one. Video one, when he talks about trust law, all of that, like that's the real game. For real. I've been around my boy too much. He be saying for real. I just got hard inquiries taken off from TransUnion and Experian. Equifax sent me a letter back. Still trying to get hard inquiries off from them. I love that. I love to hear that. What method did you use? Did you just call them? Did you just send a dispute? Let me allow you guys to unmute yourself.
Yeah, I did the fourth thing, the ID, the social. It's been like a month ago, so I don't remember exactly, but I had wrote like a Word document, and and I wrote like a little letter or whatever, and I just listed all the inquiries. They had taken them off.
Come on.
But Equifax they sent me a letter back, and I'm still trying to deal with them. But yeah.
Yep. File the FTC report and then send that as well too. With something as well too, where a lot of people have been seeing success is handwritten letters as well too. You send, because a lot of times what they have, or not a lot of times, what they do have on their end is an e-Oscar system, meaning it's just a computer generated system that's scanning all of these documents. So when they see that it's handwritten, it's from an actual living natural person, and not, a company working on it or something. They're gonna, and all of these 609 letters in which people are sending out, all these basic letters, which I don't recommend at all. You just write in your hand, and even just using the congressional findings in which I went over, or even just using the definition section, 15 U.S.C. 1602, exercising the definition of credit, writing down the definition of a person, of a bureau, and stating and letting them know that they're not a bureau. But simply even just what I wrote alone within that FCC report, y'all can definitely go exercise that as well too. But yeah, bro, I mean, you're doing everything needed now. Just continue applying that pressure, and I would definitely go through with the FCC report. That's gonna help you big time. But now it's time to go get your bread, bro. You got those deleted. You got the copy of it before when they had it on, and then also after they deleted it. Deletion is a mission, so go get your remedy. And yeah, bro, we're gonna be going over those on some more calls as well too real soon. But I love that. Appreciate
you. Over what exactly to put on that invoice on another call?
You was breaking up a little bit. Say that one more time, please. You dropping this call on Discord? Yeah, it'll be on the YouTube page as well too. I'm gonna post this tonight at Credit Gotti. If y'all don't follow the YouTube, you know about Jeffrey Griffin. I actually know his wife or his new wife or fiance, whatever they are. That's how I know about him. But no, I don't really study him. We're in like the same, mentorships and everything, and we learn from the same people. But I see that he's doing his thing though. But I personally don't learn from him. My God, Doreen is in. Yes, sir. Oh, Dorian, yes, sir. How many inquiries can we put per report? Also, yeah, so if there's more, so if you got more inquiries than just on the, then they allow you to report through because you only get so many accounts you can add. Just go ahead and add the rest in the description as well too. I forgot to mention that. Just add the rest within the description as well, where we had typed up everything. Appreciate you for this information. Credit Gotti where? Credit Gotti on YouTube. If you guys can't find me there, just go to my Instagram at Credit Gotti and then click the link in my bio. And then there's gonna be like a little YouTube button in which you guys can select and just add that, and it'll take you guys right to my YouTube. Same thing with the Telegram. Same thing with the Telegram. And from the Telegram, I'm gonna get you guys into our public Discord, where I drop a lot more information as well too. The Discord is really where I'm most active. You dropped in. I already said that. But perfect. I appreciate y'all. We've been here now for 15 minutes. So we're going to be here same time, same place, same link. So save the link in wherever you guys have it or got it from. And next week, let's, get some more people on this call. The numbers definitely went up from last week. Typically, we, range an average around 30 to 40. The past couple of weeks, we've had about like 12 to 10. But I'd love to see the numbers going up, back again. So let's invite our family. Why not have our whole family here and show people how to do for yourself? Imagine your whole family, on this consumer law and commerce game and, understanding really this matrix in which it's taking place and how to operate within it and how to truly set ourselves free. And, that's my movement and that's, what I'm about. And my mission, my goal is to empower, enrich, and educate 1 billion lives. And the only way I'm going to do so is with y'all, is with the collective. And I ain't going to do this alone. So, it's for y'all to go do the work now and, keep studying. I gave you guys, some codes today in which you guys can go study the definitions, the congressional findings, all of that. And really the biggest thing is just going through and reading. Once you guys read, you guys are going to come to find like, this is really simple. And, the information's out there. It's out there. And if you guys need it simplified, we have many resources and things in which can help you guys simplify these codes and whatnot. But, the information's out there. It's public information. It ain't none in which is top secret. Right. So, go do the work and, I appreciate y'all, showing up just above all else. Y'all have an amazing Sunday. Y'all have an amazing week. Let's get to it this weekend. Today specifically is a day in which you've never seen before and a day you never will see again. So make it worth it and make sure you getting better every day because we're ever changing, we're ever evolving. And if you're not growing, then there ain't no such thing as staying the same. You're just dying. So I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a blessed one. Peace and love. We out.